So we are going live in YouTube as well. I will share the link here. So we have improved certain features in Zoom that you have polls happening in between. There is a break button there. We'll be asking a couple of questions in between. So we have advanced some features in Zoom. So do have a look at those features as well. Melvin sir, I'm just checking how I can make someone to like what to say record this.
Wonderful.
So I have shared all those joining details as well, so that like, so thank you everyone for joining us. So almost we have time, so let us stick on with the time. Welcome to another live webinar organized by Institution Innovation Council of MIT Engineering College, MIT Business Incubation Center, and the client as Lighting Land and Media Works and in association with LearnEasy. This is all the time. It is going to be a great privilege that we are very able to host people like you, because learning is always wonderful. Learning is always fun. This webinar is all about sharing and learning. So we are learning something, we are exchanging something. And thank you for the response that you have all shown to us in a couple of minutes. We have completed almost 11 total webinars. Thank you very much for that wonderful opportunities that you have shown across us. And today we have a very important guest in absentia. Let me welcome our beloved director, Dr. P. Senthil Kumar as well. So since he has some official commitments, he was unable to join here in his absentia. So hope if my administrative officer is here, no, she's also not here. So in their absentia, let me welcome our guest of this day, Dr. S. Melwin. He is a he has cleared NET examination, national eligibility test. He has cleared SET examination. He has a doctorate in English. So what not? No, lot of things to be added. If X, Y. He said, I can go ahead. You know, one best thing I was able to do is that I was very much privileged. I've got an opportunity to work with him for a couple of years, maybe after 3 4 years. Today, whatever I am in terms of speaking English or in terms of heading something, if it is either it is training department, either it's my public speaking, I used to do some public speaking events, either it's public speaking or whatever it is. The one best reason for me to do all this is only my dear Anna, Dr. Melwin S. In a private engineering college, we have all joined together. He is my to be frank, he is my first boss in the sense of uh, placement. I was a you know still I'm taking care of training and placement or activities, whatever it is. Even today, I have started my own company like lighting and media works. It's all because all that had all a base. It all had a base. That base is Dr. S. Melvin, and I am very privileged to have you here with us. Once I shared the posters in my social media network, in all my contacts, it was an overwhelming response because having Dr. Melvin on board is something. It's a very exciting to people around here. So people around in and around Kanyakumari district, they will be very happy that Melvin sir is with me here. You're one of those like cult figure for all those student fraternity or maybe young chaps like me. Thank you, Melvin Anna, for joining us with me. The floor is, the virtual stage is all yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Rahul, for this wonderful introduction. All right. I don't know whether I deserve all those praises, but then thank you from the bottom of heart. Happy morning to everyone. I'm really pleased to be here to meet you all through this new forum, webinar. I thank the management and the organizers of MET Engineering College for providing me with this wonderful opportunity. So, without much delay, let's get into the subject. All right. So, I also thank Mr. Rahul for his initiative. All right. Thank you so much. So, let's get into the subject. Rahul, can you share the screen?
Yes, and you can. I think you can. You have given the privilege now.
You have disabled.
Yes, Anna. You can now. You are enabled. You are enabled to share the screen.
Yes. Hold on.
Yes, I'm going to for recording. This recording is you. I'm recording.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Hope you can see the slide.
Yes, very much, Anna, very much. We can.
All right. So, fantastic English to communicate. So, this is the topic which I'm going to discuss on today. We've got two components to work on today, right? So, the first one is language fluency and communication skill. I've got a question to begin with. So, language fluency and communication skills, are they one and the same? If I'm going to ask you this question, language proficiency as well as communication skill, are they one and the same? If you ask me, I would say no. Because you cannot judge a person's communication skill just by the basis of language proficiency. Why so? How are we going to differentiate these two? Let me point it out in a clear way. So communication skill is more or less interpersonal skill. What is interpersonal skill? Like you communicate, you express your ideas, you express your emotions, even without words, probably you can communicate. But what is the point of having a language? Language is the tool. Language is the tool by which we can, with this language, we can improvise the communication. So both this language and communication skill, they go hand in hand. They complement each other. So what is this communication? Communication is a dynamic process. It's not static. It changes. Whenever, for example, let's start with a small, a small incident. Probably you are in a group discussion. Imagine that we are all participating in a group discussion. We have one sort of idea. We have a plan of expressing our own mind. And as we try to go ahead, someone else gives another opinion about the idea which I already have in my mind, and that contradicts to my opinion. But then what happens? You listen to it and you understand that, okay, that can also be accommodated. And then you go ahead with a different process. You accommodate that process also. That is the process of, that is why I told you it's dynamic in nature. So communication is an ability to convey one's opinion, information, emotions, messages, views to another person in an effective and efficient way. Right? So we have two broadly classified categories. We have verbal as well as non-verbal communication. So in verbal, we have oral as well as written, and in non-verbal communication, we have sign languages, body languages, gestures, all those things will comprehend in it. Okay, so what makes a good communicator? If I want to be a good communicator, what should I do? What are the qualities I need to possess? Number one, I need to be an effective presenter. I need to know the message initially, and I have to express things in a lucid way. If I fail to be an effective presenter, the other people, the listeners, they'll not be listening. And obviously, the purpose of communication gets mixed up. So if you want to be a good communicator, we need to be an effective presenter. Will that be sufficient? No, we need to be an active listener also, because when you communicate, you ask a question to somebody else and they do respond. Sometimes their response will match to your expectations. Sometimes they'll also come with a different perspective, a different point of view. So we need to be a good listener also if you want to be a good communicator, not just speaking. You need to listen also. And in the process of this communication, we should think and respond. Sometimes, like I told you before, some of the points shared by the listener might be new, might even contradict to the idea which you are trying to express. So we need to listen, and at the same time, we need to think. We need to understand what the other person says, and probably ultimate end should be win-win negotiation. You should be in a position to convince. Otherwise, you also should be in a position to know what the other person is trying to say, and you need to accommodate that. So if we have these qualities, we can very well, claim to be a good communicator. We can possess the skill of improvised communicator. Okay, so even without language, probably I told you that we can communicate. So why English? What is the use of having English? In any language we can communicate. Even without language we can communicate, I told you a minute ago. So why English? It's not a very difficult thing for us to comprehend, right? It's a universal language, it's an official language, and it has its own weightage, right? In this century, if you want to get a job, you clearly know that this particular language, if you are efficient in this language, it is the key. It will unlock the doors of success. You can be successful when you have this language. So that doesn't mean that you should not have any other qualities expected of you. You might be a computer graduate. And if you don't know Java, if you don't know the nuances of your subject, just by language, you cannot survive in that particular scenario. You need to master your subject, no doubt on that. But language is the tool. With this language, the probability of achieving success will be absolutely more, because people in organization will be considering you with language proficiency as an asset. It gives you a, it boosts your confidence and it takes you to a different level altogether. It adds value to your life. And success, sometimes in education, also in your career, depends largely on your skill in expressing in English. So if you think that you don't, sometimes if you think that you really lack somewhere here and there, it's time for you to work on it. Is this language new to us? Is this language English new to us? Absolutely no. Sometimes you might be having a lame excuse by saying that, sir, I did my education in Tamil medium, everything was in Tamil, so English is not my language. Even if you're going to say that, I am not going to believe that this language is new to you. Even if you're talking Tamil, most of the words which we use are English. We've been learning this language right from our younger ages, even if not for the entire subject, at least for part 2, right? This is definitely not a new language to us. Are you all listening? Are you all listening? Okay. Okay, so this is the this is the new challenge we have right in front of us, right? So inside the class, we know when student is not listening, when the participant is not listening, we'll know. But this is a new challenge right in front of us. Anyhow, so I'm just going to have a small activity in order to just wake you up. I know that you guys are listening. I want you people to go to Google and type menti.com. Go ahead, go to Google and type menti.com. Have you gone for it?
Yes.
Okay, so I believe you have gone for it. It might ask you for a code, right? Just type 977868.
977
977868.
Okay. So I have given the chat box as well, so we can make use of it.
All right. So you will be asked a very simple question. I think 2 questions. Let's see how many. I want every one of you guys to participate in it. Hope you all gone inside.
We are in.
Okay, only one has responded. I want all the 30 or 40 to respond. Okay, we have 40 participants. I want all the 40 participants to respond to the questions. To the first question, probably after that, I'll move to the second question. First question, the first blank is not learning, actually. It was my mistake. I made an error. It's listening, okay? So listening, speaking, reading, and writing. So the question is very simple. Which skill is the most difficult one for you among the 4? Come on, guys, quickly.
Actually, we have streaming. We are streaming in YouTube as well. So there are few participants in YouTube as well.
Okay, Rahul, will it be possible for you to share that code and number? Probably if they are listening, probably they'll
Yes, I can. I will share.
Because only 10 participants or 11 participants have responded till time.
Maybe the problem is if there someone is using in their mobile.
Even then they can, I think, I guess. Okay, anyhow, let's not waste much time on that. All right, so we'll move on. All right. So the first, like I told you, the four things. The first one, it says learning. It's not learning, it's listening. It's my error. I made it in a mistake. I mean, it was in a hurry. So do forgive, it is listening. All right. Four skills: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Okay. So let's talk about it. Approximately some 15 of us have responded to it. So if I'm going to check this one, if I'm going to analyze these four skills very carefully, it says 57% of us, we feel that speaking is the most difficult one. 57% of people, we feel that speaking is the most difficult skill among the four. And writing, 36% of us, we've claimed that writing is difficult, and 7% they've gone for reading. And look at the scenario for listening, none. So according to us, we feel that listening is simple, writing is writing is second most difficult stuff, but majority of us, we have said that you know speaking is the most difficult skill. All right. Okay, let me tell you something. Listening is the most difficult skill. There is a saying that if given an opportunity to listen to a person, we'll not be able to listen for more than 20 minutes, it seems. And after that, our mind, it wavers, it moves on, it thinks on different things. All right. That is the finding. They say that listening is more difficult. I'm talking about listening. It's not simply hearing. Hearing, we do it in class, right? Most of the time our teachers used to ask us, are you listening, or whatever I say comes. We've seen that. We've listened to this particular dialogue in our classroom. It's more difficult. Okay, so majority of us have said that listening is speaking is the most difficult thing. I'm going to ask you a second question. Once again, go to the same page. The second question is open to you. The second question is open. Go to menti.com. In the same page, your second question is open now. Can you fill it up quickly? Quickly. Rahul, can you see the second question?
Why are you not able to speak fluently in English?
Exactly, that's a question. Just give any of your thought. All right. Why you are not able to express yourselves clearly in English? You can type 3 answers, I guess. Go ahead. Only one has responded. There might be some technical issues, some network problems, I guess. Anyhow, yeah, go ahead. Couple of people have gone for, yeah, very good. Come on, quick. Yeah, here we go. Hesitation is, okay, go ahead. Only 5 have answered, maybe a few more. Maybe you can think, why I'm not able to express myself clearly? Okay, some have even said that I can speak. Wonderful. For others, for even like lack stock of words. Okay, good. No confidence. Okay, let's just work on it. Why we are not able to speak this language? Even after we being accustomed to this language for quite a large amount of time, we're not able to express ourselves clearly. Why? The predominant couple of answers are being popping up there. It says hesitation, shyness. We feel that when I try to express, what will he think or she think, and we fail to do our task. We hesitate. Number two, it says fear. Fear of what? Fear of making mistakes, right? Fear of what? We've given a lot of answer. It says, fear because lack grammar efficiency. I don't have lots of words. These are all the reasons why I'm not able to express clearly, unable to understand, vocabulary, shyness, grammar error, So these are all the elements. We know where we stand, and there is always opportunities for us to learn and improvise on this. All right. So this fear factor, how we are going to break this barrier, this shyness, how we are going to work on it. Because if we are not going to work on this particular problem, this particular barrier, fear will always grip us. When fear grips us, we'll never be at ease to express our minds. We'll be shattered. We'll be living under a shell. We'll be hiding ourselves. I had lots and lots of experiences when I had been in some colleges, when I ask students to express, they simply hide themselves. Not that they don't know English, but that they're not able to express because of their fear. All right. So I have a definition for fear. If we are afraid of something, here goes, I believe the share, you're able to see my screen, right? Are you able to see my screen? Hello?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. It says, it gives a beautiful definition about fear, right? So it says two things. What is that? You have two choices. You have two ways of handling this fear. One, forget everything and run. When fear chases you, you don't even turn to that side. You just run because you're afraid. You're scared of that particular fear. But my dear friends, you have a choice. You have a choice. When you face everything, you will be able to rise. If you're not able to face it, if you're not able to face your fears, we can never rise up. Believe in yourself. I think it is possible. You can do it. It's not that big a deal. Not just this communication. In your life, you might have lots and lots of obstacles. Everyone has. But believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Everybody is, scared at one point or other. But how you are going to face it? Your doubts, when you doubt your ability, it creates mountains. It'll hide your vision. But faith, it tunnels through it. So have faith in yourself, because you are the creator of your own life. You are the creator of your life. How you want to design your life, it's in your hand. If you're going to tell that, sir, I'm afraid of it, this opportunity, that's not for me, I'm scared of it, and if you're going to say that, naturally, what will happen? You will end up a failure. Be a champion. If you want to be a champion, if you want to achieve in life, you need to believe in yourself. All right? When you have this belief in yourself, when you have confidence in yourself, you will be able to tackle this fear. And when we tackle this fear, obviously, life will become yours, because you are the one who is going to create this life. Okay, so I've been talking of communication for quite a long time, and all those exercises. So you might be asking me, so where is the fun part of it? The title of this particular session is not Fantastic English. Obviously, English is fantastic. But then the title Rahul has given me is like Funtastic English. So where is the fun part? All right. So we are just going to discuss.
And give me a minute. Give me a sec. Actually, I just left out one thing.
What is that,
Actually,
Rahul?
Dr. Melwin is the one who have designed and for the first time in India, if I'm not wrong, he's the one who
Rahul,
have designed this fantastic English.
Rahul, is it essential now? Okay. Anyhow, thank you, man. Thank you. All
Yeah.
right.
Why I said is I'm launching a poll now. Please be with me. I'm launching a poll now.
Okay.
Please, on the screen you can get a poll. I just want everyone to vote. That's why I've interrupted in between.
All right.
Launching a
All
poll
right.
now, please. Q. Only 7 responded. I want everyone to respond.
Okay.
Then almost we have 40 plus participants. So I request everyone to respond. So you have got your poll on the screen. So we have a couple of members to respond. Please respond. Your poll stops in another 39 seconds. Okay. Response, please. Only 26 response so far. Request everyone to respond. And I think that you are able to see the poll.
Yeah, I have responded it, man.
Yes, can you see the poll now? Results?
No.
Okay. Now we can see the result.
Okay. So 100%. Lovely.
Yeah. Go ahead now. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So as I was talking about fun part, where is the fun part in learning this language? All right. Let's go. Let's just navigate and let's understand how we learned our mother tongue. How did we learn our mother tongue? Did we use books? Did we read first? How did we learn? We learned our mother tongue by listening, isn't it? Isn't it? We learned our mother tongue by listening even when we were small, when we were a kid, a child, infant maybe. Somebody was calling something as fridge and we started to register those words in our mind. And when we had an opportunity to call it, we used the word fridge. As simple as that. But English is not our mother tongue, right? English is not our mother tongue. So naturally, we need to understand the structure, the basic grammar. We need to know the parts. If we don't know the parts of speech, it will be very, very difficult for us to, apply things. So the fun part comes only when we are able to express ourselves very clearly. And when we do that, naturally, the fun part begins. All right. So let's see. I have a few questions. Okay, where is the fun part in learning English? We are going to go ahead. We are going to learn. We are going to see that. Before that, there is a difference between this fun and funny. I believe you are able to view my screen. It says fun, and another one is funny. One is fun. English is both fun-filled language, but it is also a funny language. It copies. It like borrows from every single language and claims as if it's its own, plagiarizes, right? So what is fun? Fun is something that you enjoy, things which you cherish, right? Funny, it's thing which makes you laugh, all right? Something that makes you laugh at it, right? So that is fun and funny. English, it has both, all right? So I'm going to tell you 3 fun elements. If we are going to acquire these 3 fun elements, naturally, we'll cherish expressing ourselves in this particular language, all right? So let's go ahead, all right? If you want to really have fun in English, you need to be knowledgeable. Number 1, you need to be knowledgeable of this language. You need to know the ABCs of this language. So I'm just going to give you 3 points, all right? That's it. just 3 points, but I want you people to, but I'll be expecting you people to have these 3 points in your mind. All right. So I want you people to experiment it, not simply listen, not simply hear and go. I want you people to enjoy this language. I want you people to master this language. It's not just for English speakers. We too can master it. All right. So I'm going to give you 3 elements which will make the entire process of learning English a fun-filled exposure. All right. Number 1, we need to have flair for words. Words. If only we know words, we'll be able to communicate. You know, most of the times when we begin our conversation, we have something in our mind. We know what to express, but then we get stuck. We get stuck because we don't have the exact word, right? So we need to know words. So I'm going to give you a small assignment. Don't worry, I'll not ask you later whether you've done it or not. But if you are curious of learning this language, I want you people to just work on it. Learn 1 word a day. Just a word, just 1 word in a day. But make sure that you learn it thoroughly, very clearly. All right. So I've just given you a word as an example. That there are lots and lots of words, but I've just given you one as an example. Repudiate. All right. So you read a newspaper, or else you come across this particular word in a book as you read a novel or something like that. What I want you people to do is underline it, maybe put a note and write this particular word. Maybe I'll tell you how exactly we can process this particular experience of learning. You just write this word, repudiate. All right. And number 2, the second thing which you have to do is you need to note down its part. Whether it is a noun, whether it is a pronoun, whether it is adjective, you find the part and note down also. All right. Some of you might be thinking, what is the use of learning this part? All right. It counts. All right. So you just note it. We need to know where to use what. All right. So the second thing, first you write the word, and second you note down its part of speech. All right. Number 3, note down its meaning. Write down its similar or else equivalent words. All right. Write the synonym. Repudiate means to deny, to reject, to refuse to accept. Right? I've also given you some phrasal verbs as well as some idioms for this particular word. All right. So this is the third thing. First, write the word. Second, note down its part. Number 3, write down its meaning. And the fourth one is very important. Create a sentence using that particular word. You just create a word. You just be a creator. You don't have to copy. You don't have to replicate someone else's ideas. You just write this word and try to create your own sentence using, it should include this particular new word also. All right. So that is the fun part. And you also need to know how to pronounce it rightly. I've given the phonetic transcription also just below that, right? It has to be pronounced like that. Most of us, Indian speakers, we tend to have a lot of mother tongue influence. Whenever we use a word, whenever we try to utter a word, we tend to give a lot of mother tongue influence. Mother tongue is a stress-based one. All right, like we stress at the very beginning of a word. English is not like that. It is syllable stressed word. All right. So it is like repudiate. That's how this word is pronounced. All right. So where to find this transcription? How to identify whether I'm using the correct pronunciation? Whether it is vehicle, because we are used to call it as vehicle, or vehicle. We need to know the right kind of pronunciation. How to do that? Lots and lots of apps are there. Even when you try to install a dictionary, you will have a sound, like it helps you, it articulates it, and we can learn in that way. So when you learn a word, make sure that you learn it thoroughly. When we learn it thoroughly, it stays here. I have had lots of experience. I have experimented this particular exercises with most of my students. And one of those drawbacks which I receive from my students will be like this: sir, I do learn a word a day. All right. I've been learning it for some 2 weeks now. But then the word which I learned for the second day, in the second day, I'm not able to recollect. I forget that word. Even though I'm learning one word every single day, I forgot the word which I learned a couple of weeks ago. All right. So this, if you are also particular in learning this, if you are going to work this particular exercise, you will also be coming across this hindrance. The best possible thing, a tip which I can give you is often use it. All right. You have learned 5 words in 5 different days. Try to use it. Try to recollect all these words. So when you recollect, when you use this language, I think it will stick in our mind. All right. So this is one way how we can, regain or we can store up the memories. All right. We can even after a month, we'll be able to recognize the word which we have learned. I know that you will find it difficult to read the first 2 lines. It's phonetics, all right? So I've given the transcription of it. It says, phonetics is really fantastic, but English is a funny language, all right? So it's a phonetic transcription. I've just, I'm just going to ask you a couple of things, you're able to pronounce the alphabet A, right? Are you able to pronounce the alphabet A? You are. We all are. All right. So I'm just going to ask you a question. When you read these 4 familiar words, apple, army, another, aim, right? I've pronounced all these 4 words: apple, army, another, aim. So all these alphabets, it begins with the same word, A, right? But check the pronunciation. I believe you all are listening. Check the pronunciation. I'm going to utter it once again, but check it out. Apple, army, another, aim. All right. So look at the sound of each syllable. Initial one is a. Second one is a. Third one is a. Fourth one is a. All right. 4 different sounds, but one single alphabet. All right. So that's the nuance of learning pronunciation. We have 44 sounds in English. All right. If I ask you how many alphabets are there in English, we'll quickly say 26, right? If I'm going to ask you how many alphabets are there in Tamil, that's going to be difficult. Okay, we need to recollect. You know the answer? I believe you know the answer. Anyhow, in English, we have 26 alphabets, but 44 sounds, right? So 20 are vowel sounds and 24 are consonant sounds, right? So if you really are interested, this is the next level of learning English. You need to know how to pronounce it rightly. When we fail to pronounce it rightly, people will look down upon us, right? We need to reach that level of pronouncing it rightly. So some of you might be having this thought, so is it okay to have accents? Because Americans, they pronounce differently. British, they pronounce it differently. Do we have to side with any of those accents? You don't have to do that. Ultimately, you need to be presenting your words in a friendly, presentable way. Other people, they need to understand, but we need to strike a chord. All right. So we need to pronounce it rightly also. Even if we falter, even when we try broken English, other people will be able, the persons who are listening, they'll be able to understand. But then, what is that?
Yeah,
a beautiful song. Yeah, good. Yeah, good. So, we're moving to the next one, CH. How will you pronounce this CH? We have 3 examples. Let me try it out, all right? The first word is cherry, CH. The second word, it also begins with CH. It says character. First one is cherry, cheese, chess, Second one is character. Look at the third word. It also has CH, but not in the front. It has in the middle. It says machine. Machine. All right? Machine. Fine. Look at the pronunciation now. The first for cherry is ch. The second is k. Character. The third one is sh. Same alphabet, but then the sounds are different. That is really interesting. If you are really interested in learning phonetics, that is the next level. All right, you are when you are able to express yourselves clearly, that too with good pronunciation, you will have lots and lots of confidence. All right, most of the times when we hesitate, when we have low confidence because of our lack in pronunciation, also we hesitate. So this is one way. You just try to equip yourself. Phonetics is one method. So you must be wondering, what is that GOTI? GHOTI. All right, so I believe chat window is open. So anyone, can you guess what that word is? Can you guess what that word is? Probably I'll also check in chat. You can answer in chat. What is this GOTI? GHOTI. Come on, some answers, please. Okay, let me not trouble you. If I'm going to tell you that it is got it, okay, no. Good try, but got it, maybe, yeah, good. If I'm going to tell you that it is fish, will you believe that? Okay, I'm not giving a name for a fish, like goldfish, it is GOTI fish. No, this in itself is fish. If I'm going to tell you, it'll confuse you, right? I told you English is a funny language. Okay, I've given you 3 words just below that consonants. Did you see that? Are you able to see that? It says enough, women, international, right? Enough, women, international. Okay, here we go. I have just taken GH from enough. How does that pronounce? Enough. F. All right, I'm using the alphabet F. And the second one, it says O. All right, GH O. Women. When I pronounce the word women, it's not woman, right? It's plural. Plural is women. So I'm using the O symbol, but then the sound is I. All right, F I. And international. You're getting it? International. TI. It says SH, fish. Okay, this is like nobody will be using GOTI for fish, but then English is a crazy language. We need to understand that it has lots of fun elements in it. So only when you get into it, when you dive in it, probably you will also get the flair, right? So we're moving to the second one. The first one, like I told you, if you want to have fun part in English, you need to be understand. You need to have you need to be knowledgeable. So that's number 1. Number 2, you need to be correct and clear if you want to have fun with English. You need to be correct and clear. You should not make mistakes. All right. So in the first one, when I said knowledgeable, you need to have flair for words. Here, in order to strike the right word, you need to have flair for verbs. What is a verb? Verb, action verb. Okay, so there are 2 types. You have auxiliary verb, you have main verb. Auxiliary verb is also known as helping verb or linking verb. Am, is, are, was, were, all those linking verbs. And the second part, we have main verb. It is also called as action verb or lexical verb. All right. So we must have learned this, right? So love, loves, 5 parts of words: love, loves, loving, loved, loved. Base word with yes, with ing form, past tense, and past participle. For example, eat, eat, eats, eating, ate, eaten. If I'm going to say smile, smile, smiles, smiling, smiled, smiled. Past tense is also, past participle is also smiled. Are you guys listening? I believe you're, hello? Are you all listening?
You can please message in the chat box.
Okay, okay, good. I'm getting a couple of answers. Thank you, thank you. Now, once again, I want you people to go to menti.com. I have a small one question. I mean, just going to ask you one question, and there will be 3 responses. Probably you're going to do it right away, all right? So kindly go to menti.com once again. Kindly go to menti.com. And the code for this particular game is 11383. Rahul?
Okay. Another code is
11383.
Okay. Yes, Jasmine have just checked in the chat box. Okay, now.
Okay, so hold on. Let me. Are you all in? Are you all in? Okay, so here we go. So I'm sharing the screen now. It says you'll have a question now. Just check it out. I believe all are in. So you have your first question. I mean, only question. What is the past participle form of cry? I told you that, we have 5 formats, right? Smile, smiles, smiling, smiled. Smiled is past tense. Smiled is past participle, right? So similarly, I want you people to give me answers for these 3 words. What is the past participle form of cry? What is the past participle form of fly and swim? Only one has responded. Come on, quickly. At least some 20. Okay, 2. Good. Good. Answer all the 3 quickly. Good. I'm getting some answers. 7 has responded. 7 of you people have responded. Come on, quickly. Quickly. Swimming is ing form. I need past participle form. Quick, quick. Okay. Only 9 of you have responded. Give me more, guys. Come on. Is it because of technical difficulty? Come on, give me some more. Okay, some of you are also answering it in chat. Good. All right. All right. All right. Some 10 of you have responded, and I believe you know the answer for all the 3, right? If you guys are listening, all right? If you guys are listening, I'm facing network issues. Okay. Okay. Let's see. So the answers which you have given, it's displayed in the screen. It goes like this.
नाही करू शकत माझं चालू सेशन त्याच्यावर चालत नाही.
What is that? Okay. So you have given, yeah, right answer for cry. It's cried. No doubt on that. Very good. Second one, okay, cried, that's a right answer. Most of you have given the right answer for the word cry. Okay, beautiful. The second word is fly. So you have given flied, fly, flies, flown, flew. All right. So good. So The past participle form of fly is flown. FLOWN. There is no answer in the sheet, but I can see one or two answers in chat box. All right. It's not flew. Flew is past tense. It's flown. When you get a chance of using perfect tenses, when you use perfect tenses, we have to get the help of fifth form of verb. So when we make mistake, when we don't know the word, even for the simplest of words, right? Fly is not a very difficult word. We know this word, right? But even for this word, we find it difficult to translate into the fifth form of verb. Then how will we use it? If I'm going to make a mistake in Tamil, when I use a sentence, and when I make a mistake, or in any other language, mother tongue, so we clearly understand that I'm making a mistake. But here what happens? We take it for granted. We think that, okay, whatever we write is right. No, we need to be correct. We need to be exact. So if we want to be exact, we need to know, we need to learn it rightly. So flew is a wrong answer, right? The past participle is flown. Okay, let's see how the answers which you have given for swim. Swimmed, SWIMMED. No, we don't have a word like that. All right. Had swum. Okay. Swimmed, swimming, swum. Okay. Swam. Most of you have given swam. All right. Swam is past tense. Swum is the right answer. Some of you have given answer here, and I can also see a few answers in chat window. So this is just a tip of iceberg, my dear friends. The words which we know, sometimes they themselves will pull our legs. So we need to master those words. Those familiar words, these are very familiar words, right? Fly and swim are very familiar. Rise, rose is past tense. Risen is past participle. So we need to know correctly how to use it. So when we fail to use it rightly, then we are in trouble. So we need to be conscious of using this words. So we need to be correct. So for that, definitely we have to have, flair for verbs. You get it? So in verb, we have beautiful things. These are things which, improvises our language, which beautifies our language. Phrasal verbs. I'll just give you an example. What do you mean by break? Break, you have something, maybe like you have a pen, you break it. So we know the meaning for the word break. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to break it, and I'm going to say break down. What do you mean by that? If I'm going to say break down, what do you mean by that? Am I saying that I'm breaking something and putting it down? No. That is the positive thing about learning phrasal verbs. Break down means, we have used this lame excuse when we were in colleges or school, right? Whenever we come a little late to class, we used to give this particular excuse. Sir or ma'am, bus broke down. All right? Bus broke down. So, break down simply means stop functioning. Right? Engine got stuck, or tire got punctured. Stop functioning. All right? You're happy, and suddenly something comes to your mind, and you're upset. You broke down. You cry. You're functioning normally, and suddenly something happens. Something undesirable, something which you don't want to happen, happens, and we break down. All right? And we are upset because of that particular incident. So that is breaking down. So phrasal verbs are interesting. There are lots and lots of phrasal verbs which we have to have, an interest in learning. So when we have an interest in learning, this fun part comes. Look at another one. To break away. There are 5 friends, and you break away from them. All right, what do you mean by that? You separate. You just don't gel well with them, and you move ahead with it. All right, so it means, to break away. And we know break up, right? It's not something you break and put it up, right? We know the meaning of break up, end of some relationship, breaking it up. All right. So phrasal verbs makes your language high-fied. You know, it improvises your language. It beautifies our language. So have flair to learn words like this. And is that all? Look at this particular picture. We want to be correct. There was one slide which said, if you want to be a good communicator, you need to listen, you need to understand and all, right? Check this particular picture. You cannot simply assume that the other person understood. When you are trying to express something, you cannot simply assume that the other person understood whatever you are trying to say. Look at the picture. There is a bus, and a guy coolly walks past the bus, and they too have in their mind they're thinking, the driver thinks, I don't have to stop anyhow. By seeing me, he'll run. The other guy thinks anyhow, like whenever we cross roads, we used to do it, right? We never see the vehicle at all. We turn to the next side as if we walk coolly, right? We think, okay, he'll not hit me, he'll come, he'll stop. But what if both these guys, if they negate, if the driver thinks the other guy will run, and the pedestal guy, he thinks that the bus will stop, and they didn't stop, what happens? Accidents. Look at the importance of punctuation. We cannot simply assume. It says, let's eat grandma. What do you mean by that? Are you going to eat grandmother? Without punctuation, it says let's eat grandmother, grandma. When we fail to punctuate in the right place, you've got trouble. Look at the second one. That's the right one. We need to punctuate. Let's eat, grandmother, grandmother, let's eat. All right. So that's how it has to be. But when we fail to use even small, minute components of language, we miss stuff. Look at the other one. Very interesting. A woman without her man. There are two sentences. Both are same, but then I have just altered the punctuations alone. Look at it. A woman without her man is nothing. What does that mean? A woman without her male counterpart, she's nothing. That's the meaning. A woman, she's nothing without her man. All right. Look at the second sentence. I've just altered this comma and I've changed a few. It goes like this. A woman, without her, man is nothing. Without woman, man is nothing. The meaning changes drastically. Complete turn. These are things lawyers, stick on to. They'll be looking for evidences. Punctuations are like that. Very small, but effective. Like our tongue. Very small, but it can hurt people with words, with our deeds. We need to be very careful when we utter words also. And here, we need to be very clear when we punctuate, and that'll help. All right. So I'm just going to give you a small task. You don't have to on the mic and all, but just try it out. I want you people to say it louder, at the same time faster. First time maybe a little slow, it's okay, but then louder and faster. Try it out. 1 minute. And after that, probably I'll try it out for you. I believe you're working.
Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where is the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked?
Okay. I believe you have read it out at least once or twice. This is a tongue twister. All right. So you need to utter it a little faster. All right. I'm going to try it out for you. All right. Maybe just listen very carefully. It goes like this. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? A very slow one, right? Let me increase the pace. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled pepper Peter Piper picked? Okay, little faster. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled pepper Peter Piper picked? Okay, little more faster. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? And finally, Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled pepper Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper, where the peck of pickled pepper Peter Piper picked? Okay, so I too was stammering, I know that. So the idea behind this particular tongue twister is this. We can also master it. How? By practice. If we are going to practice it, definitely we'll also be able to master not only this particular tongue twister. There are huge amount of tongue twisters available, and you can work it out. Why we need to work this out? You remember when we were in school, they taught us rhymes. What was the purpose of that? Why did they ask us to recite rhymes? Why? Because tongue. It'll twist accordingly. Only if you give practice, it'll twist accordingly. Or else we'll get stuck. And most of our students, we also, when we read something in our mind, we'll be able to read it. But when we try to read it in front of people, when we try to read it louder, we struggle. Some of those words like quiz or queer, like it never comes easy. We get stuck. So tongue twisters, they help us. Practice definitely, if we are going to practice, we'll achieve. The third fun part. We've come to the final part, all right? So the first one, we need to be knowledgeable if we want to be experiencing fun in English. The second one, we need to be clear and also we need to be correct if we want to experience fun in language. And the third one, we can be creative. We have to be creative if we want to have fun part in our expression. So we need to have this flair for joy, flair for ecstasy, happiness. When we speak, we need to be happy. When we go to class and when you come out of this class, most of the time we switch over to our mother tongue. But refrain from doing that. Express yourselves in English. And when you do that, when you express yourselves only in English, and that too, when you have added flavor to English, that is the fun part. All right? So we need to be creative. So how am I going to be creative? We've got something called figurative language in English. You say one thing, but that means some other thing. You use a word, but its meaning, the outward meaning might look different, but then the intended meaning will be completely different. It's playing with words. All right. So there are many figurative speeches. I have just picked one or two. Let's see how things go. All right. So the first one, idiomatic expressions. Idioms. What are idioms? Far-fetched imageries. We don't have any connection to that, but then it gives the message. Let me give one. It rains cats and dogs. It rains cats and dogs. What do you mean by that? If you know answer, you can share it in chat also. It rains cats and dogs. Is it like the locust which we have recently in our area? Like dogs and cats have been falling from the sky. Is it like that? Raining cats and dogs? No. It means pouring. Rain is like pouring like anything. When you have that kind of a situation, instead of saying rain is pouring, it's heavily raining, you can use the word it rains cats and dogs, right? So the heavy downpour of rain, when you experience that, it means it's raining cats and dogs. Okay, so sometimes when somebody is asking us question and we are not able to answer, we are stuck. And in Tamil, we have a beautiful expression. It says, "Vaayil enna kollukkattaiya." You have heard it, right? Why you're not answering, man? Come on, express. So we have a beautiful expression in English. It says, "Cat got your tongue? Has the cat got your tongue?" Which means you're not able to speak. Can't you speak, man? Speak it up. That's the meaning of it. And most of the time when we get a chance of expressing ourselves in a seminar, or if somebody is asking us to come in front of the stage, maybe with 1,000 people in front, we get the stage fright, right? You have a beautiful expression, butterflies in my stomach. What do you mean by that? When somebody says butterfly in my stomach, that doesn't literally mean that butterflies are flying inside. It means that you are nervous. You're not, you're shaking all over. It simply means that you are not able to express yourself because of fright. So there are lots and lots of idiomatic expressions like that. So once in blue moon, maybe check it out and learn if you want to go an extra mile in your life. All right? If you want to go an extra mile, do comprehend yourself with all these fun elements. Instead of just saying happy, I'm happy. You have a lot of expressions which have similar connotations in idiom. When you say that I'm on cloud nine, all right, when you say that I'm top of the world, what does it mean? You're not top of the world, you're not flying somewhere else, but then it means that you are happy. All right, the first one, it says like like over the moon, over the skies, I'm super excited. We say that, right? Having a whale of a time. Trickle thick, trickle think, sirichu sirichu appadi aidichu. We have all these expressions, right? So you have idioms. When we are able to learn, comprehend, understand and use idioms, the language which we have will be in another level altogether. So this is the fun part. So in figurative language, we also have so many similar such thing. We have simile, we have metaphors, so we have onomatopoeia, we have hyperbole, all these elements. So what is the simile? She is as cool as a cucumber, as sweet as a pie. We use words like and as in order to use simile. And metaphor, it's is and are. They will be the connecting factor. We are comparing a person, but then we are not using like and as. Instead, we are saying that he himself is the person. The example, check it out. My life is a movie. All right, so you are comparing your life with that of a movie. You're not using okay, so you're not using she is as sweet as a pie. Instead, you are saying that she is a pie. You're getting it? So then that becomes a metaphor. So when I say that she is a lion or she is a lioness, doesn't mean that she is literally a lion. All right, but I'm saying that she's got a heart of a lion. You're understanding? So these things make your language beautiful. And if we are able to appreciate and learn all these things and incorporate all these things in our language, you will definitely encounter a different experience of using this language. I'm just going to read this particular poem and we are just going to wind it up. All right. So this is for a creative part. So when you start learning all these words, when you have clarity in your thought and language, what are we going to do? We need to be creative. We have to use it either orally or in the written format. All right. So here I found a beautiful poem. A modern writer has written this particular poem. I'm just going to read this for you people. Just listen and tell me whether you get the content of it. All right. So it goes like this. Pretty ugly. I am very ugly. So don't try to convince me that I am a very beautiful person, because at the end of the day, I hate myself in every single way. And I'm not going to lie to myself by saying there is beauty inside of me that matters. So rest assured, I will remind myself that I am a worthless, terrible person. And nothing you say will make me believe I still deserve love. Because no matter what, I'm not good enough to be loved. And I'm in no position to believe that beauty does exist within me. Because whenever I look in the mirror, I always think, am I as ugly as people say? You know, like I believe you understood this poem. It talks of a person who feels so inferior. He feels that he's very ugly, or he or she is very ugly, and nothing in the world is going to comfort this particular person, thinking that nobody is, whoever is expressing him or expressing it to him or her that you are beautiful, she's not ready to accept it, because she says that I see my face every day in the mirror. Okay, so you don't have to tell me how I look. I know very well that I'm ugly. So you don't have to. So the person also feels that nobody is loving me. I don't have anybody. The person says, I'm not good enough to be loved, and I'm in no position to believe that beauty does exist within me. I'm not going to believe that. And finally, he or she ends the poem by saying that am I as ugly as people say? Am I really ugly as people say? In a very monotonous, in a very sad tone, the person ends this particular poem. So you might be asking me now, sir, where is the fun part of it? All right, she's upset. She's she's lamenting. She's upset because she's not beautiful. She's not handsome and all those stuff. So where is the fun part of it? Guys, I'm going to read this poem once again to you. And this time, for a change, I'm not going to read from the beginning. Instead, I'm going to read from the bottom. Okay, here we go. Am I as ugly as people say? I always think, because whenever I look in the mirror, beauty does exist within me. And I am in no position to believe that I am not good enough to be loved. Because no matter what, I still deserve love. And nothing can say, and nothing you say will make me believe that I am a worthless, terrible person. So rest assured, I will remind myself there is beauty inside of me that matters. And I'm not going to lie to myself by saying I hate myself in every single way. I'm not going to lie. Because at the end of the day, I am a very beautiful person. So don't try to convince me that I am very ugly. Do you get it? Did you get the poem? Completely topsy-turvy. The initial idea expressed by the person was claiming that the person was very ugly, less confident, not ready to face the challenges of life, having a lot of negative thoughts in his mind, thinking that she's ugly, he's ugly. The second, when when we read from bottom, a completely new picture comes. It's a kind of a protest. It says, Who are you to tell me that I'm ugly? Who are you here? Right? So I know that beauty does exist within me. I know that I deserve love. You don't have to tell me. You don't have to tell me that I don't deserve love, because I'm not going to believe the lie that I'm ugly. All right. So in a positive way, the presenter, the poet, is able to express himself. How did he do that? Creative. He created it in such a way. And we can also be such creators. When we start to enjoy, it's like having ice cream. When we have bitter gourd, sometimes we might not enjoy it. When we start to enjoy learning, when we start to enjoy as we enjoy having ice cream, definitely the experience of learning will be totally different. And we'll be a different person altogether. And we'll know how to express ourselves beautifully and correctly. And we can definitely be creators. I'll just end with this particular thought. Between yesterday's mistakes, and tomorrow's hope, all right? Between yesterday's mistakes, we must have done lots of mistakes. We must have wasted much of our time. We must not have built our skills in the past. We must think that, okay, we might even think that, okay, yesterday I didn't do it. Tomorrow I'll do it. Tomorrow is a good day. So it goes like this, between yesterday's mistakes and tomorrow's hope, there is a fantastic opportunity called today. Today is a present. It's a gift. Live it life. Live it, guys. Live it. Love it. The day is all yours. Build yourself. All the very best, and thank you for this wonderful opportunity. Thank you. Rahul?
Yes, Anna, thank you very much. It was just awesome. As of course, whenever you're taking the classes, like all our students, we just hope you remember all our students used to, whether they understand or not, they will always they will be with you. They will fly with you. Such an amazing session. So there are a lot of options open for participants.
Yeah, they can ask questions if they
Yes,
have any.
you can have this forum is open for questions now. Either you can unmute, you can raise your hand so that I can unmute you, so you can have questions, or you can have it in chat box. And there are a lot of options again available for participants: clap hands, like button. So, do you like this session? There is an yes no option in the yes no option there. Go slower, go faster. Lot of options with this new Zoom link. So you can click on any of those links how you enjoy the session, like yes, no, go slower, go faster, or whatever you feel like. So you could give this. And now it's open for questions. If you have any questions, please raise your hand so that I can unmute you. And this forum is open for questions. And I'm just stopping the recording here.
Okay, Rahul.
So now this for Abrahami. Okay, Abrahami has no question. Okay, so any questions here you can have in the chat box. So now it's a wonderful session. Thank you, Anna. You just can see the chat box how people responding to you. So good session, wonderful.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
So any
Glad you liked it.
Here?
Yeah, if you have some questions, I'd be happy to answer it for you.
Especially this session was like there might be no questions, like it was like awesome.
Sir,
good
morning, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is Dr. Kannan Paulraj from Nagaru Institute of Management Studies.
Hello, sir.
I am a friend of Rahul, sir, and we met in NIT.
Okay, sir.
The session, sir, is really good.
Thank you.
Here there is no question answer section for this kind of program, sir. Because when you have to practice, every day, then only we can, make it as that English as a fantastic language.
That's right. That's right. So without practice, it's a skill,
Yes,
right?
sir.
It's like playing basketball. So only by practicing, sometimes we might not be able to play the game today, but
Yes, sir. Yes.
when we practice, definitely we can master this. So that's the fun part, but we need to practice. If we are going to say that I need to speak, I need to have flair, but then if you are not investing your time in practicing, I think it'll be very difficult. So yeah, obviously, sir, you're right. We need to practice in order to have, flair, in order to really enjoy this language. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So thank you very much for your wonderful session.
Also, Anna,
Yes, yes, sir.
Kannan sir has his own training academy as well, like
Super.
Minerva Training Academy. He's doing he's doing a lot of programs,
And
and
future,
he's doing
we
that as
will
well.
use Melvin sir also, sir, for this wonderful sessions
Sorry?
in our training
Thank you,
center.
sir.
Okay. That you can invite sir. You can, he's always happy to help till this lockdown
Sure,
is over.
sure, sir. Sure. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Rahul, sir. All the best.
Pleasure, sir. Pleasure.
Shekhar Kapoor sir, you have some question because he is an active attendee, listen in all programs. Shekhar Kapoor sir, you can unmute yourself and you can have your question, sir. So I understand everyone will be eager to share the feedback link. Yeah, I will be sharing it in a couple of minutes. I will be sharing the feedback link. Shekhar Kapoor sir, you have any question to ask? Okay, Senthil Kumar sir. Yeah, sir. Senthil Kumar sir, you can unmute. Yeah, sir, you can go ahead, sir, please.
Okay. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir. You are
Yes,
audible.
yes,
Sir, you suggested to learn one word each day in our daily life.
Yes, sir.
How to go about it? Taking a dictionary and ruling out all the words we know, or is there any method of choosing it?
Superb, sir. Thank you. You brought this on up because I had lots of things to express, but I missed it. Anyhow, thank you so much for this beautiful question. If you are going to depend on dictionary to learn a word a day, you can even write it today, you're going to be a failure. We'll never learn. We can never learn. All right. So it will be monotonous and we'll find it really, really disgusting to learn it. And absolutely there'll not be any fun part it. So the best tips which I would say will be like this. Pick a book, read a book, pick a novel. If you think that novel is too much, I'll also give you another one suggestion. Read a newspaper. You don't have to complete the entire thing. Just one side of a newspaper. Pick any English newspaper, make Hindu, otherwise the Indian Express. That's absolutely fine with me. But you just take one side of a paper, not the full side, just one part of a paper. Don't go for a page which has big pictures in it. All right, a normal page. You will come across 20-30 new words. I'm very sure.
Okay.
20 new words, we might get it. So as we read, if we are going to learn, maybe initial stages we'll have all these hitches. We'll have to refer to a dictionary in order to understand the meaning and all. Let's quietly grow. This is a skill. You cannot gain this skill overnight. Knowledge, on the contrary, you can get it. But skill, it has to be patiently, gathered. We need to practice, and only then we can have this skill part. So the best method which you would ask me, you can listen to some news, you can listen to some good English, and if you come across some new word, you can write it down. You can then verify with your dictionary. You can check with your dictionary, and that'll be the best method, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
Pleasure, sir. Pleasure, sir.
Sir, we have another question from Mr. Anand Vishwanathan. How
Yes,
do
sir.
we overcome
Yes,
the
sir.
mother influence in speech?
Mother tongue influence, that, by practice. By practice, and that too practicing it correctly. So how to do that? We need to be very cautious in learning uh, like when we learn a new word, otherwise we have lots of words which are very much familiar to us. And like the example which I gave you, like a vehicle, we are used to call it as vehicle. All right, vehicle. But then the neutral pronunciation will be vehicle. All right, vehicle. So how to find that? So phonetics. This is where phonetics comes into play. Right. So if you're very much interested in eradicating or else taking away this mother tongue influence from our language, we need to sit, work, and maybe you try to talk with people who have good language. That'll also help.
Hope Anand, it's been answered. Anand, there's other comment from one. It's
Yes.
great to listen you again. It's
Okay.
Jairam G.
Oh, Jaram, thank you, man.
Jairam, you can on your video or something, maybe, if you're not busy. So as like everyone's waiting, I'm sharing the feedback link here, but it will be on only another 3 to 5 minutes. Because as soon as you register the feedback, you'll be getting your certificates in another 15-20 minutes. So there is some technical like issues going on. So please bear for another 5 minutes. Okay. So please wait for another 5 minutes. Like this link will be accepting responses. So this is the feedback link. So there's another question from Senthil sir. Many have the
Yeah.
habit of repeating a word during their talk. How to avoid that habit? Like example, you see, etc.
Uh, yeah, we tend to repeat few unconsciously. You know, the words like mm-hmm, we have some sets of words which are very much in our tip of tongue, and we tend to use it very often whenever there needs a break, or whenever we find that we are not able to fill in with the right kind of ideas or expression. We tend to do that, but obviously, sir, it's just by practice. When we are aware that we are using, sometimes in our classrooms, we must have counted our teachers when they use, they'll be having their own repetitive kind of words. And we used to even say, 50, and we used to clap, and all those things must have happened in our class ages when we were in schools or in colleges also. It happens. So if you have a friend, if the person is able to help you identify that you are repeating this particular word very often, we need to be thankful to that particular friend. And after that, we have to use it in a very conscious way. In a conscious way, we need to avoid that. It might be tough, but it's possible. When we started to learn driving bicycle, we must have fallen down 1 or 2 times, right? As we started to learn this bicycle, we must have fallen down. It's okay, but now we are fine. We don't fall down now. We've learned it. Once we learn, after that, there is no room for us to fall down, and say that I've fallen twice today and all those things. So just by practice. Practice. Welcome, sir. So there is one
Anna, sorry.
question.
Anna, sorry. I have a question. Like I was in mute.
Okay, okay,
Do we
okay.
need to get by heart the English like for GRE, or do we have a shortcut for learning those word meanings?
uh, the exam part is completely different. All right. So when it comes to exams, they'll be expecting you to memorize lots of words. All right. That's okay. That's knowledge part. For exams sake, probably we need to learn. But if you are going to mix this learning experience of learning one word in a day with that of that learning for exam experience, then we'll definitely miss the fun part. So when you learn one word, I too read someone in chat. Okay, so when you read a word, when you understand that this particular word is new and you are aspiring to imbibe that particular word in your vocabulary list, make sure that you ponder upon that particular word, when it was created, how it was created, and which are different types of meaning we have for that particular word. Can we use any phrases? Is there any idiomatic expression related to this particular word? So when we try to do little research on these areas, we'll really expand the knowledge. We'll really will understand the nuances or ways of using that particular expression in 4 or 5 methods. So don't learn just for the sake of updating your knowledge. Learn for the sake of learning, joy. If you could do that, we can retain those words. So learning for exams, for clearing competitive exams, you must be learning dictionary kind of words, lots and lots of words. But then here you will be missing the fun part. So one word will do for a day. If you fail to learn today a word, tomorrow don't add two, just one a day. That'll do. Do it for 60 days. You will have 60 new words. That's great wealth.
So hope Dikshit, you have been answered. So Jairam sir have something to ask, it seems. Jairam sir, yes.
Has he asked a question? Jairam sir?
Yes. He had a question, you raised his hand.
Oh.
Jairam sir? Okay. Very silent. So any other questions, or shall we go for the maybe final? Thank you, sir. Yeah, this is Manoj Kumar, sir. Anna, this is chat box again. Thank you,
Okay.
sir, but memory power don't match with it.
No. That's a big mistake. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. We are not like, just one word a day. When we were in our second standard or third standard, when we were learning tables, do you remember? Our teachers used to tell us, even when I ask you the middle of the night, you have to answer it. You remember? They made us memorize like that. We are not going to learn lots of words in a day, just one word. But the way we learn it, the way we try to give importance, maybe 10 minutes in the morning, you learn a word and ruminate. Keep that word in your mind for that particular day at least, So use that particular word in some limited circumstances. When you get a chance of expressing that particular word in some, sentences, do pull it. So when we try to use our words like that, otherwise, as you rightly said, we have all the chance of forgetting the word which we learned some 2 weeks ago. All right. So by refreshing it, by often using the words which we learn, I think we'll be able to retain it. Yeah, we have a difficulty, we have, that's how we are made of, but then we can overcome. We can overcome.
Yes, thank you. So we have some school teachers also have joined this program. Like
Okay.
they have called me this morning and they haven't got link because some school have made mandatory to listen to your speech or something. That was great to hear. Yes, the school have made mandatory to listen to you
Okay.
in English,
Nice of
because
them.
most of the schools are like giving importance to English these days.
Okay. So I also have a small YouTube channel. So I have read couple of poems. If you are interested in it, you can just check that also. Poetry with Melwin. That's the.
Anna, you can share the link in this chat box, so like it will be, they can access it.
Okay, I'll try to do that right away.
Or else let me try to do that as well.
So I've shared the link actually. I've shared the link there. Hope you can see. I mean, when you have time, you just listen to it. I've just done 5 or 6 poems. Maybe you can work on it. Thank you, Jasmine, ma'am. Thank you so much.
There's another question from Abrahami.
Okay.
Can you please suggest any other novel that can improve our vocabulary?
Okay. So to begin with, let's start with very simple stories, right? So Indian writers, if you would ask me, R.K. Narayan or Ruskin Bond, you can start with Indian writers. There are so many good, worldwide. We have lots and lots of writers, but just don't learn just for the sake of learning new word. Then we'll miss the point. All right. So we have to enjoy. We have to enjoy reading, and during the process of reading, what we have to do is we can gain these vocabularies. All right. So you read. You have that as a priority. You can even start with the Holy Bible if you are comfortable. You have Bhagavad Gita in English. We have the Quran in English. So you can spend time reading. Reading is must. So if you can read for 1 hour a day, I think automatically, gradually, you will be picking up this language without a doubt. Without a doubt.
There is another question from Shanti.
Okay.
Shanti, I want to speak like you. What to do?
You can even speak better than me. All right. Just practice. Just practice.
Yes, Manoj Kumar sir, very much. You can you can unmute yourself and you can ask her. Please go ahead. Manoj Kumar Dikshit, you can ask her through voice. You can ask. I have given a permission to unmute. Please unmute and you can ask her. No issues.
Yeah, hello sir. Myself Manoj Kumar Dikshit. I'm calling you from West Bengal, Durgapur.
Hello, sir. Hi.
So the problem is that whenever I used to talk with my management, as I'm working with a private college, so
Okay.
whenever I used to talk with my management people, not only in here, before I was working in Bangalore, so they
Okay.
also had to talk with administrators and some principal. There was no worry, but whenever I
Okay.
was talking with the administrator, so I was feeling nervousness, some sort of guilt or some sort of fear was coming under me. And till today, even in this college also, whenever my person like administrator or the vice chairman, sir, he's coming to and he's asking for all of us for a meeting. So in that time, I used to feel some sort of nervousness. Means my heart beats a bit more. I can feel some more blood in my body. My heart is pumping. So, sir, how to overcome that sort of thing?
Okay. So this nervousness is common. All right. So this is not our mother tongue.
Yeah,
If we have difficulty expressing ourselves in our mother tongue, then we have to be embarrassed. It's a shameful thing.
yeah,
But this
which
is a second language. All right. This is a second language.
yeah.
And we don't have to be embarrassed. All right. So you just have this particular attitude first. And number two, the reason why you feel afraid or nervous, because you assume that your language is not, you are not able to express yourself clearly. You feel that whenever you express yourself, the person who is listening is not able to understand. So that is one thing which troubles your mind. And
Maybe, sir.
because of this thought process, what you do, you take on all the guilt. You feel that, like, because of my language they are not able to understand. You remember the poem which I read?
Yeah.
You remember that, right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
turn a new leaf in your life, my dear friend. All right, don't be
Yes,
scared.
sir.
It's okay. It's
So,
okay.
so it's not the scaredness. It is the something different. My means the whole body is getting something different. Where when even I'm just reminding his face in my front, I can't talk with you like that. Sort of thing has come because they are the for the part of the management. Even I'm not going to asking for my salary increment or anything. he just asking me some general some general questions like what about the studies, how the students are feeling.
Okay,
So
okay.
everything is okay. I know the answer. I even I used to answer to him, but the nervousness what is coming to me, that's just troubling me.
Okay, so this nervousness is
Yes, sir.
building a huge barrier in your
Yeah,
life.
it
All
very
right,
true, sir.
it's
Very true,
it's
sir.
like building a kind of a compound around you, and you
Yes,
try to stay inside this shell. Friend, this is a right time to break that particular
yeah.
barrier.
So,
Right?
so how to go for
Stay
that, yes, right?
confident. Stay
So
confident.
I'm too much confident because whenever I'm getting into my classroom, so I never done any type of show my nervousness to anyone. Because the time when I went to Bangalore in search of job, so that time I got a vacancy in a college. I gone there, entered the interview. So that part was okay, sir. I'm confident. But the problem is that whenever I used to talk, going in a college for interview, for interview also I'm feeling the same thing. Like my hands are started sweating, means my palm basically, my palm used to sweating, and
Buddy, this
then
is very much natural.
so
Everyone
so
will be facing similar kind of a trouble.
yeah.
So
So,
don't
so I
assume
just
that.
wanted to overcome from that thing. Means I am confident. I have the knowledge. I have the subject knowledge. I have means I have a bit good subject knowledge about all the things in engineering courses. But the
Okay.
problem is that nervousness. I want to break that barrier. So
So
even
do
my
you know
friend, sir, please,
do you
even
know
my
what is the first step to eradicate this particular nervousness?
yeah, I have to feel confident. I have to
It's
learn
it's
better. I have to prepare
no
better
no
for that.
no. Yeah, okay, fine. It's
Mhm,
the understanding that you are getting nervous in this scenario. So
mhm,
you have a kind of understanding about your own self. When you
mhm,
express yourself in a classroom, you feel better.
mhm.
But when you
Yeah,
express
obviously,
your,
100%.
like the pressure is always there because you are
Yes.
talking to a higher authority,
Yes,
and
yes, sir, yes,
when
sir.
you falter, probably they'll make fun of you, or they
Ah,
might even assume that even
mhm.
the small thing this particular person is not
Yeah,
able to
because
understand. So
they may
all these
scold.
things might.
I have the fear. Yes, sir. I have the fear that they may scold me at any moment of the time. And suppose if I'm
Okay,
going for an interview to any other engineering college, as 4 to 5 different interviews I've attended in my last 13 years of career. So whenever I'm going there, so I have the fear that if not selected, means such type of fears I have. But I know that I don't have to worry for the selection because presently I'm working. Being in working mode, I'm going to attend the interview. But even
okay.
that nervousness, I cannot get rid of, sir. Really, it's a
Stay
very
positive, man. I mean, pray. All right. Ask for God's guidance also.
obviously.
Right. So stay
Yeah.
confident. Believe in yourself.
Yes,
And I
Probably.
could just
yes,
Hmm?
yes.
Yes, man.
and I could
Thank you.
add
Thank you.
Thank you.
could I add with something?
Sure,
So
Rahul.
Manoj,
Sure, Rahul. Sure,
yeah,
Rahul. Sure,
another
Rahul.
there's another question from Shanti. Like you can have in the chat box now. Manoj,
Okay.
hello. There's one thing I can. Hello, Manoj.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Are
sir.
you
Yes, sir.
there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes. One thing you could add is that, like, if that's the case, it happens to everyone. Even like he knows me well. Like that's the first time I started my career.
Yes.
Maybe in 2010, I was working with him. He was my boss at the time. The same thing you heard, I was shivering. I was, when my
Yeah.
chairman or my boss comes, I used to shiver. I just started like stammering, like I had a difficulty
Yes,
in
sir. Truly, sir. Truly, I
expressing
think
myself.
you are in the
But
same situation what I am right now.
later on, how I was able to overcome is two things. One, I just started talking with strangers. Whenever I go for some academy meetings or whenever forum in a large forum, I used to talk to people I don't know. That's the first time I might be seeing them. But no, but I just started go there and I just started talking with them. It's no matter that you should stop only in English. I just started talking with them in my language in Malayalam or Tamil or whatever. So I just started practicing it. One,
Yes.
two, three, four, five. When the 16th person, I was like, after meeting almost 16, 20 or high prolific persons, I was then able to communicate in English. I was able to communicate. No matter that I was communicating in English, I was able to communicate with them. That's the very first step. And second thing is that you just, whenever you are in home, just have a video camera, not in mirror, have
Okay.
a video camera, just shoot your video. Please don't look at the image, don't look at the face, shouldn't look at the camera. Look at the
Okay.
camera and shoot, and then you just recheck it, how I am speaking, how am I expressing. This continue this for maybe 20, 21 days. Maybe 22nd day there are some changes, and there will be some changes happening in you knowingly or unknowingly. Because one thing Melvin and I said is that Dr. Melvin said is that one thing is you should understand, we should accept your shortcomings. So I have this problem. So I need to overcome this. This is first problem
Obviously,
identification. And if
definition.
there is a problem, definitely there will be a solution. So before
100%, 100%.
in between the problem and with the solution, there is something called my
Yeah.
thinking ability. One of my thinking abilities, I need to talk with more strangers. Start talking with more strangers, people. Attend the video conferences like this. On your video, and
Sir,
start speaking with people.
sorry to interrupt you, sir. But in the starting part of my career in 2007, when I got my BTech degree from Government College Kalyan University here in West Bengal. So that time I joined a call center also. I have worked in the call center for more than 2 months just to get that skill in me to speak English. So there my task was to talk with English persons. Like I was making calls to USA. So
Yeah, yes. No, I'm not speaking about speaking. To avoid this nervousness or something, you can
yeah.
start speaking with strangers, lot of
Okay.
strangers. Being a professor, you coming across a lot of friends or
Ah, yes, yes, yes.
lot of mates across you.
There is
Just
no
talk
problem
with
talking
them.
with any stranger. But as many people are coming from different industries, like they're coming from coaching industry, they're coming from get preparation industry.
Yeah.
So
Just
many
start
people are
talking
coming
with
to
the
my college.
strangers. Just start talking with strangers. Listen to some like videos or on your video and talk in this webinars or something. Number two and number three is take a camera, shoot yourself,
Okay.
like presenting something or talking with someone, and just see that how you are presenting. Maybe after 20, 23 days, there will be change in you. I promise you
Okay.
this. This happened. This
Okay, sir.
possible works out.
Okay.
I promise you this.
Let me try it, sir. Let me try it. Because
Right, sir. Right, sir.
many of my friends said to me before going into the meeting, just you have a cold water, just you have a coffee. So I tried everything, but at the
No,
end,
that's a temporary solution. So these are all temporary
obviously,
solutions
get
for the time being that you can overcome. That is to
okay,
relax yourself because
okay,
relaxation and nervousness is entirely different. So you need a common solution. You can work out this practice. Maybe, but you have to constantly practice these things. You
yeah,
have to
obviously.
look at the video camera and you have to record yourself for the practice so that you can come across. Just try it so there will be change.
Yes, sir. Even in my early period, I used to take the English newspaper and used to read it loud by standing in front of a mirror.
No, that's a problem. You need not see the mirror because you cannot do two things at the same time. Instead of mirror, just go start recording the video cameras.
Okay, okay, okay.
It will work out, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay,
Thank you,
thank
sir.
you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for your time, sir, and for your kind informations to me. I hope that in the near future I'll be doing some better things. Thank you, sir.
Sure, sir, sure,
Good
sir.
luck.
We are all you can be in
Obviously,
loop with
obviously.
us, sir. You can
Yes, obviously.
contact
Sure,
me
sir.
or something like we'll help you,
Sure,
sir.
sir. Sure,
Thank
sir.
you.
So
So
thank you.
Shanti ma'am, Anna Shanti ma'am has a question. Sir, is it right to think in vernacular language and reproduce the matter in English, and or we suppose think and speak only in English? Maybe. Hope you understood the
Okay,
question.
so most of the time we used to think in our mother tongue, and after that we construct sentence in a foreign language and express. So if we want to be more fluent, uh, you know, these are all the advice given by native speakers. We have to think in English. If we can, the starting process will not be that easy, but when we start to think in English, the fluency will be better. Otherwise, we'll be reproducing or else we'll be translating each and every single word. We'll try to translate in our mind and then we'll try to connect it. We'll be checking whether we are able to connect it with the right linking verb. Are we using the part correctly? So once we uh, begin to think in English, it gets easier and better. So thinking in our vernacular language is not wrong, but then when we start to think in our mother in English, your fluency will be absolutely better. The flow will be really awesome. You can experience that. Thank you.
So we'll take one last question, like 12B EC 70C. You have raised your hand. You have question. You can unmute yourself and you can ask a question. This is the one last question we can
Okay.
take. So maybe I can just 12B. So do you have a question or? So you have question 12B EC 70C. I have requested you to unmute since you have raised your hand. If there's question, you can have it. Or else I'll go for my closing remarks. So Anna, Anna, this is like, thank you very much, because I know how much like you have been engaged with your works there. You always love to be with your kids maybe, and thank you for sparing some time for us to share this wonderful journey of learning English. You're always like a kind of motivation for people like me. Maybe most of the participants here, they were from here from start to end, still very eager to listen to you, because you have an amazing voice, very commendable voice, very sweet voice. Almost how many fans you have. You can judge how many fans you have. One among like me. So thank you for being with us all through this on behalf of Institution Innovation Council of MIT Engineering College, MIT Business Incubation Center, our Principal Director, Dr. P. Senthil Kumar, our Administrative Officer, Ms. Vidya, of course you know her, and also on behalf of entire Met family, and also my personal behalf, in terms of my startup Lighting and Media, I would like to thank you for spending your valuable time with us, sharing this information. We are very grateful to have you here. Thank you very much. And one on the
Pleasure, Rahul.
personal note, thank you very much for developing people like me.
I don't know. Thank you so much for all those beautiful words, man. Thank you so much.
You have any closing words to say to, or maybe we have almost 19 plus participants here? Any closing words from you? Or shall we close this?
Yeah, we can. Hope the day was wonderful, and make the most of it. Enjoy learning.
And before I close, I hope kids and Akka is all safe and sound over there. Convey our wishes to them as well.
Sure.
Everyone. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Welcome. Thank you. Thank you.
So the feedback link has been given. You can share the information. Anna, Melvin, you can let's leave. Anna, so I have one thing to share with the participants before we close. Please permit me to share. Please permit me to share one thing. Please give me some time before I share this with you. So we have one inspirational talk coming our way from the man who changed the face of Odisha, none other than Mr. Shakti Singh Mahapatra. He is the he is the founder of SAC Robotics. This is one. He is the founder of SAC Robotics. Shakti Singh Mahapatra. He is a serial entrepreneur. He is a motivational speaker, and he is a founder of SAC Robotics Limited. And this program comes to you on June 5, 2020. That's day after tomorrow. Day after tomorrow. And the registration link is given. He's a face of Odisha. He's an inspiration for many. Please do join us for this session that comes to your way on June 5, 2020 at 3 p.m. Please log in by 2:40. Please log in by 2:40 p.m. for this meeting. Shakti Singh Mahapatra is coming to Tamil Nadu. Thank you everyone. Thank you everyone for joining us. All participants, you're all awesome. You are very brilliant. You're all such awesome people. Thank you for joining us, and hope we'll meet you soon in our next edition. Maybe on day after tomorrow. We wish a good day for you all. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.